During the 1960s, many protests were held at the 16th Street Chapel in Birmingham, Alabama. Also, many African Americans practiced there. The Ku Klux Klan threatened the church all the time, but before a service on September 15, 1963, while around 200 people were in the church, a bomb went off. Many people were able to escape, but sadly, some weren't. Hello, I'm Anna Nelson on Channel 7 News on a new segment called Time Change, where we compare current events to what happened long ago. Today, I will be comparing the shooting of Charleston to the bombing at a chapel down in Alabama. The first document shown is a protest outside of what was left of the 16th Street Chapel. They were holding up signs to fight against the Ku Klux Klan and segregation. Here we have another photo of a protest outside of the Charleston Emmanuel Church. Similarly to the last photo, they are protesting against segregation and sending out the message that Black lives matter just as much as any other life does. Just by looking at these photos, you can see just how similar these two cases really are. The shooting took place on June 18, 2015 in a historic church. The shooter was Dylan Roof. Dylan Roof had been planning to do this for roughly 6 months and had told his friends about it. His friends thought nothing of it because no one took his threats seriously. Everyone thought they were too horrific. His friend Meek said, "Dylan wasn't a serious person. No one took him serious." Roof also had a website where he posted pictures of himself with guns and burning the American flag. On the same website, he talks about his hatred for African Americans and is even seen with a Confederate flag on his coat. There is no clear answer to why Dylan did what he did, although it is known he was very much into segregation. He said he is prejudiced against African Americans because they rape our women and are taking over our country. He also comes from a family of abuse. In fact, his dad bought him a .45 caliber Glock handgun for his birthday. His friend Meek also told reporters that he had wanted to start a race war. He wanted his act to be the next Trayvon Martin case. He had hoped that after this race war started, he would kill himself and go down in history as the next Hitler. The shooting took place in Charleston, South Carolina, in the Emmanuel AME Church. He admits he chose Charleston because Charleston is the most historic city in South Carolina, and at one time had the highest ratio of blacks to white in the country. The shooting affected our country as well. It started rallies through the streets of Charleston. Thousands of people walked along the Arthur Avenel Jr. Bridge, holding hands in a change, mourning those who were lost in the shooting. President Obama calls this tragedy a senseless murder. Also, he says, at some point, we as a country will have to reckon with the fact that this kind of mass violence does not happen in other advanced countries. It does not happen in other places with this kind of frequency. It is in our power to do something about it. Obama believes that these awful tragedies could be prevented if we have had more strict gun control laws. One of the most important outcomes of this event is the falling of the Confederate flag. Nikki Haley, the governor of South Carolina, signed a law to remove the Confederate flag. When signing this, she used 9 pens, one to represent each victim of the Charleston shooting. She said, quote, "This is a story about the history of South Carolina and how the actions of 9 individuals laid out this long chain of events that forever showed the state of South Carolina what love and forgiveness looks like. Many people thought this decision was long overdue and believed it was a symbol of hate towards African Americans. While on the other hand, there are people who think that it's a symbol of South Carolina's independent heritage and it should stay up. After years of controversy, the flag was taken down on July 10, 2015. Dylan's actions played an important part in taking the flag down. Although it was not the only reason, it was the straw that broke the camel's back. Let's hope that we don't repeat history again. That's all for now. I'll see you next time on Time Change.